Welcome, friends. Welcome to another edition of Freeing the Body, Freeing the Soul. I'm your host, Dr. David, the Cutting Edge Doc, and here on Freeing the Body, Freeing the Soul, we have conversations. We do interviews with individuals that are doing cutting edge work in the world, especially about things that have to do with healing or personal growth or spirituality or social transformation. And this is a kind of a special edition that I'm bumping up to the top of our queue because I want to get this out as soon as possible. I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but I've experienced this a few times in my life. Sometimes I'll get exposed to something and it has the potential to have such a huge impact on empowering so many people that you just want to burst out and share it with as many people as possible. And so I'm kind of in that space right now. And I've been looking at what is the best way to share with you guys what I'm so excited about. And so I think I figured it out. I asked my friend and my mentor, Nick Sorensen, to join me in this conversation. We're going to be talking about really two things. We're going to be talking about a major health breakthrough that can help so many millions of people around the world. And then we're also going to be talking about what I think is possibly an unparalleled home-based business and income opportunity for so many people that are looking for right livelihood. They're looking for something that they can feel good about. They're looking for something where they can grow and expand and improve the conditions for their families while uplifting others at the same time. So with that as a background, let me bring into the conversation Nick Sorensen. Nick, welcome to Freeing the Body, Freeing the Soul.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me on. It's definitely an honor, and appreciate you taking the time out to share this great message, and thanks for including me for sure.
You're welcome. So let me let people know a little bit about you, Nick. Nick is a former professional baseball player who lives with his wife and his, how many children?
We have 2 3/4, so 2, and then we have another one due here in a few weeks. So.
And you're close to Dallas?
Yeah, I live in the North Dallas area, Frisco, Texas.
Okay, and Nick is now a professional network marketer, and recently got so turned on by what we're going to talk about today that he actually gave up what he was doing before and is putting all his focus now on helping to share about this particular product and this particular opportunity. So I have a lot of respect for someone who goes all in, especially when they're letting go of something that was probably pretty cushy. So I'm going to turn it over to Nick now for a while so he can tell you a little bit about himself and his story that'll kind of bring us up to present time. And I think it'll create a pretty empowering context for our conversation. So Nick, let me turn it over to you for a while.
Okay, perfect. I appreciate it. Yeah, when I first heard about this product category, it was from my chiropractor. He wasn't talking about any business. He was just talking about what this product and this product category was doing for people. And, for his patients, for people he'd come in contact with, his family, his friends. And it was definitely very enticing, but he kept going on and he said all the things that it was doing, and it almost sounded too good to be true. Now, he's a good friend of mine. I trust him completely, but, for this product to do all the things he said that it was doing was definitely very kind of like, I'm a pretty skeptical person. He said, but go to Google, go to PubMed and check it out. And, as you guys know, PubMed is the online library for medical reports, clinical trials. And that's what I did. I'm a pretty black and white person. I'm not a person that, just gets excited or sold off of one report or one clinical trial. If you search PubMed, there's over 36,000 articles on this specific category. And it was, mind-blowing, mind-numbing almost from that standpoint. But not only do we know that it does work, by science and clinical trials, but we know how it works and why it works in the body. In fact, in 1992, a doctor out of Israel was researching this specific product, this plant, and discovered a system in our body that's compiled of all these receptors. These receptor sites are basically just cells all the way throughout our body. There's two types of them. They named them CB1 and CB2 receptors, basically just the different parts of the body they communicate with is how they're CB1 and CB2. The system is called the endocannabinoid system. Okay, we produce cannabinoids in our body naturally. We get them from other areas of the environment. But what the studies in science show is that when we supplement with them cannabinoids from a specific plant, it really helps that system out. And this system is the 13th system, just like the immune system, the nervous system. And so when we supplement from cannabinoids from the specific plant, it really helps them out. Now, when I asked, what is it? And he said the molecules are CBD and these other cannabinoids from the hemp plant. I had to take a step back. I wasn't completely educated on what hemp was, but I also knew it had something to do with marijuana, but not quite sure. And so I asked him, I said, you really call me about hemp? He's like, Nick, it's not what you think. Hemp is a subspecies of cannabis, just like marijuana is a subspecies of cannabis. They have some similarities, but they also have some differences. One of the biggest differences is that hemp has a lot lower percentage of THC. Now, THC is a psychoactive compound found in marijuana. That's where the high comes from, the recreational side. Hemp has a lower percentage of that, but it still has the good stuff, these cannabinoids, these CBD, and this other stuff that does the heavy lifting when it comes to medicinal marijuana. And we've been seeing what medicinal marijuana has been doing all around our country with the numerous states every voting season legalizing it. We know it works. We know there's no ill side effects. But what if you could take the good without the psychoactive, the good of that plant without the psychoactive? Well, that's what we have here. And so we have decades of research. We have proven that it works. We have an easy application, with like sublingual squirt here. And we also know how it works and why it works in the body. There's no questions here. It's definitely pretty amazing for sure.
So we're talking about a particular hemp oil, and that is high in CBD and a few other phytocannabinoids, and is very, 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 very low. How low in THC?
So what had happened was that as these different medical groups were seeing all the science and the clinical trials and what this product was doing, they started lobbying Washington. They were led by some major groups, medical groups. In fact, they got it made legal in 2014. They added in the Farm Bill that any hemp-derived product that is less than a 0.3% THC is legal in our country as a supplement. Our product specifically that we're going to talk about briefly today, the one that I selected after doing tons of research on the other products out in the market, has less than a 0.002% THC. So 0.3% is the legal limit. This product specifically has less than 0.002% THC. Great question.
So I think many people who will be listening to this have heard something about hemp or hemp oil, something about CBD. Let's dig a little bit deeper. There is pharmaceutical CBD, which is isolated CBD, but that's not what we're talking about.
No, we're not talking about the synthetic version of it or something that was created, chemically. What we're talking about is actual extract from the plant, basically, similar to an essential oil. But what our chemist has done, that we have a strategic partnership with, is he's taken basically the heavy hitters of cannabinoids from this plant and compiled them in one specific product. And so we call it our phytocannabinoid dial blend. That's CBD and a combination of these other cannabinoids that definitely do the good, but it's the real thing. It's completely natural. We use hemp from non-GMO plants, organically farmed. In fact, our chemist is a fanatic, not only about what we put in, the good we put in, but also what we keep out. He's one of the most well-known in the world when it comes to detoxification. So not only does he expect organic growing practices, but he also has to have a 10 to 15-year record on exactly what's gone into the soil. So he knows that we're getting the purest form, the best actual top quality product that we have in here.
Now, I do in my private practice, as a holistic chiropractor, I do a specialized form of energetic analysis called morphogenic field technique. And through that, I can tell about real-time energetic compatibility of different products for people, for that particular person at that particular time. And I've been researching this hemp oil space now for several months. And the particular product that we're promoting and endorsing here, I have not yet found a person that I have tested it on that it's not energetically compatible for. And that tells me a lot about the quality. But let's talk about absorbability, because when people are looking at this kind of a product, sometimes they're just mesmerized by the number of milligrams of phytocannabinoids or the number of milligrams of CBD, and then they do a little division in their head to find out if they think it's a good value. And there's one thing they're not considering there, even if the quality is high, one of the things they're not considering is what percentage of that milligrams of CBD or phytocannabinoid mix is actually getting absorbed and going into the bloodstream. And this, I think, is where our product particularly shines. I was wondering if you could go into that a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a lot of, there's a number of hemp oils, CBD oils out there on the market. And just like any other product, when it comes, companies that are trying to get an edge out there, there's a lot of marketing per se. They talk about percentage CBD. They talk about, all these different things. Organic. There's no such thing as organic hemp yet. There's no classification in the U.S. currently for that. You can have organic, farming practices, but there's no actual organic hemp. So there's a lot of different things that come out there. The biggest thing you want to look at when you're comparing products is milligrams per serving. So you know actually exactly how much you're consuming per serving. It's definitely the key when you compare. It's not about total milligrams, it's about milligrams per serving. Definitely step one. Then step two, like you brought up, is actual absorption. We want to know actually what we're getting in. If you talk to any doctor like yourself or talk to any nutritionist, they're going to talk about what's really important is about what our body's actually using, not just taking in and consuming. What our body actually absorbs is really what we want to measure. On average, CBD oils, hemp oils have about a 6 to 10% absorption rate, which is, kind of within the range of a lot of supplements. Most supplements have about a 6 to 15% absorption rate. We take them in orally, they pass through our, digestive tract. There's a lot that's lost there. And 6 to 10% is basically the range that we've been seeing with CBD. So if you take in 10 milligrams, you're going to absorb about 1. This product specifically, why I picked it, and I think what it's really attracted you to it, is it has over a 90% bioavailability. So if you take in 10 milligrams, we're going to absorb over 9 milligrams. That's night and day difference. When you look at a lot of the clinical trials and a lot of science on this, a lot of them are using really high dosages, high serving size of milligrams per serving in their clinical trials. And, to duplicate that can get very, very expensive. And so sometimes the less expensive one is the cheapest one, but it's the cheapest. It's not going to save you money in the long run, because you do have to take, a certain amount of milligrams in to kind of see some results here. And when you have a product that's, clinically proven 5 to 10 times higher absorbable than other products out there on the market, that's where we can make some huge strides. If we had twice the absorption rate, it would be a head and shoulders difference. But 5 to 10 times higher absorption on comparison trials, that's why we're seeing with this product specifically quicker results and better results.
Okay, so within the current legal restrictions and legal climate here in the United States, what do you feel comfortable sharing with our audience about what this product does and what it can do for people?
It's not going to treat, prevent, cure any disease at all whatsoever. It's not classified as that. It's not what we're intending it to do. It's supplementing our body. It's going to help our body do what's naturally designed to do. More of like fundamental medicine. Fundamental medicine doesn't really, attack the side effects or attack, certain thing. It's not a drug. It's not going to go and actually address that and deal with that. What it does, it goes in and supplements our body. That endocannabinoid system, like we talked about earlier, when there's any out of balance there, when there's a void, science shows that with supplementing these cannabinoids, it helps put that more in balance, creates like a homeostasis within our body. So if our immune system's a little out of whack, it can help create a little homeostasis with that. So it's the system, that endocannabinoid system that works with all these other systems in our body that actually goes and does the work. This is just helping supplement do that. But everything from inflammation is a huge, huge issue in our country today, that comes from, side effects. It comes from some of the food we eat, comes from injuries or surgery or just, pain in general. Humongous benefits with this product because it goes in and helps that system, curb that inflammation and helps get rid of some of that pain. But nervous system support, some heart health support, some of that comes from the inflammation properties. Pain, I mentioned that earlier, but that's one of the big things we see here very quickly. Sleep. Most people, just to get a little better night's sleep, what does that look like to improve the overall quality of your health and the quality of your life? Just helping with sleep. And it's not just physical. It can also be help with your mood and anxiety, how this works in our body, from our brain to our body. So it does some incredible things. But like when I say, it's almost like a modulator. So like if you have a heightened immune system, it can actually help bring it down and regulate it. If you have a low immune system, it can help boost it, which doesn't make sense for one specific product to do that. And it's because it's not a product. It's not a drug. This product goes in and helps the system control itself, helps our body do what it's designed to do. And that's what's so incredible. That's what really attracted me to this. I don't like dealing with the end result. I like going to actually say, hey, what's the cause? What's the root cause? And we can go in and help our body do what it's designed to, help it heal itself.
And when I was listening to our formulator speak about the product, I was really struck by what it seems to be catalyzing for people also in the area of detoxification.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a big killer in our world today, especially here in this country, but even around the world. The race to become more efficient, with our growing and with, our whole food supply. There's a lot of things that are out there. There's a lot of chemicals that get into our bodies that, we naturally wouldn't do voluntarily. And so anytime you can detox some of that, get some of those chemicals out, some of those bad things out, it's going to lead to some positive health improvements with our body. And the ability for this to go in and help with that, help aid that process is definitely huge and valuable. And a lot of times that leads to other health improvements. Like if you have reduced inflammation, we're talking about inflammation here, but that can help with something else down the road. Just because of just this. And so because of just some of these things to do, and we're just scratching the surface. Like I said, if you search PubMed for CBD oil, cannabis oil, hemp oil, there's over 36,000 articles, tons of stuff. And that's what I tell people to do is go do your research, go to Google, go to PubMed and see with your own eyes what this product can do.
Another thing I like about this product is the ease of use in the sense that it's a spray that you spray for the recommended dose, 2 pumps under the tongue twice a day in a relatively small bottle. You could even keep it in your pocket if you want. I find that very convenient. So
yeah, it's not looking in a mirror and measuring drops. It's pre-measured, some squirts. So just the application does make it really simple, really easy for sure.
Great. So we'll leave some information at the end about if people want to know more, but let's shift gears. We've got about 10 minutes left in this particular recording. Let's shift gears and talk about the income or business opportunity that's attached to this. And maybe we could start with the fact that our formulator has developed a worldwide reputation for formulating for doctors. But he really wanted to get this product out to the world in kind of a viral way. And fortunately developed a wonderful relationship with the CEO of the company that's bringing it to market. And I think that's the genesis of this opportunity. But as a seasoned network marketer, I'd love you to take the time left and talk about what this is opening up for people as a business and income opportunity.
Yeah,
why you're so excited, why you I'm putting all your marbles right here.
Yeah, I wasn't originally looking at this from an opportunity standpoint. I was looking from the product. I love health and wellness. My wife and I are basically fanatics about good quality products, as well as family and friends. When I was doing my Google searches and saw how it could benefit some of my family and friends, I'm like, man, they need to get on this product. But I went and sat down with the founder and CEO of our company after we had used the product, after I had seen my own incredible benefits. And you started talking about the differentiation. We talked about our absorption rate, the bioavailability, 5 to 10 times higher absorbable. That's when I started thinking about the business standpoint. Anytime that you have a slight competitive advantage in the marketplace, it leads to huge growth, huge opportunity. And this is a special marketplace. It's brand new because laws have recently changed. The 2014 Farm Bill. This is not like anything we've never seen before in the health and wellness space, let alone the relationship marketing space, where we have a product that's proven to work, for decades. We have tons and tons of clinical data, but it's brand new because laws have changed. That creates huge timing. What that's led to is all the financial experts, and I'm very confident saying all the financial experts are predicting major growth in this space. Forbes came out and said they expect 700% growth. In just the hemp oil, CBD oil space. Bloomberg came out and said they expect the cannabis space as a whole, now that doesn't all of us, but the cannabis space as a whole, to be a $50 billion year industry, up from $7 billion last year in 2016 by 2026. So another basically 9 years to, 7-8 times the size of it. That is incredible growth. If you just get a tiny piece of that, you've done very well. And I do believe that it's growing so fast, there's going to be companies that come in, just have, another product, a copy of a copy, that do well just by sheer being in this space. But when we have a product that we have exclusivity to, we have a global exclusive distribution right with our partner, Dr. Shade. But it's not just a little bit better, it's 5 to 10 times better. Because of that, it leads to a lot better value for the consumers to purchase with. Which in this industry is not always prevalent, doesn't always have a better purchase price or better value. Everything is really lining up. Our company is about 1.5 years old, getting to be that 2-year frame, which is kind of the perfect. That they've survived, they've done well. All those things were lining up. The next thing I looked at was Paul. Paul's been incredibly successful in this industry. He took a company to over $600 million a year in sales, in the front office. But he's a fanatic about helping people, just like Dr. Shade has. Dr. Shade had a lot of offers on the table. He picked us because of Paul's background, but also they have a similar vision, just like you said. Dr. Shade has tons of clients. He's got, doctors all over that are his clients that share this product. But the biggest thing for him is he wants to help people. He sees what this product has done for people. He wants to get it out there. There's no really better way, faster way, more effective way than in this space of relationship marketing. So, the union of them, Paul, Dr. Shea, definitely makes all the sense in the world. Paul knows how to grow companies, not only just here in the U.S., but also internationally, which we have a very aggressive international approach. And this model works. People love word of mouth referral advertising. They'd rather trust their neighbor than a cold marketing advertisement. But when you combine that with the fact that we have all this science, all this data online, it's creating a perfect little storm. Most companies say, don't go to Google, go to my website or watch the video we created, where we said, go to Google, go to PubMed, check it out, and we can talk, about why we have a higher bioavailability and show you the science of ours and why our product's more effective and working much quicker than others on the market. You take all those into play. We have something very, very, very special here, something like we've never seen. But what really drives it is that people get on the product, they see results, they want to talk about it. We've attracted some amazing people that just love to help people, some amazing medical doctors that say, hey, this needs to be my practice regardless of what model it comes into. And then they see the model and see how fair it is and how balanced it is. It's great for the person that wants to make a little money on the side. It's great for the person that wants to come in and make a huge, big splash. People are seeing that, and so we're having some incredible growth.
That's great. So we can have more shows like this, but let's wind this one down because we're coming close to the half-hour mark. If people are intrigued by this and they do their research and they go, yeah, I want to pursue this either as a customer for this product, or I want to take a look at the business opportunity, Nick and I are working together in the same company on this. We're active partnerships. We talk every day. We're active partners. We talk every day, and we work together as a team. What would you suggest that the viewer or the listener do for the next action step to get in touch with one of us?
Yeah, definitely get back with Dr. David. He has his contact info there. You can definitely get with him. Any questions that arise about the product or the business, we'd be happy to, individually address those, whether it be on the phone or via email or text, whatever you're comfortable with. This is something special. We want the product to get out there. So we want you to jump on it. So if it's the product you're interested in, let's get it ordered for you. Let's get it coming. We'd love to hear your benefits and how it's helping you. If it's the business side of it, there's a lot of people that are looking to get in this space, but it's very, very expensive. Whether you want to create your own product or, buy land to farm, there's a huge barrier of entry. With our model here, it's not. It's $40, then you purchase a pack. And what I love about this space, the company does all the heavy lifting. I'm working from home right now because the company takes care of my website, the shipping, the manufacturing, the customer service. My job is just to share it. My days consist of getting up and making breakfast for my kids, making a couple phone calls. I had a doctor's appointment with my wife for our third baby. I do this business around our life. But get back with Dr. David. Let's get your questions answered. Go to Google, check this out. We'd love for you to try the product out. We'd love for you to get your questions answered and see if this is something for you. And we can jump on the phone and address those individually.
Nick, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching or listening to a special edition of Freeing the Body, Freeing the Soul. My special guest today has been Nick Sorensen, and we've been talking about hemp oil. We've been talking about a special hemp oil that has a high concentration of CBD and a few other phytocannabinoids and is highly absorbable that we're both very excited about. And we've also touched a little bit on what I think is an unparalleled business and income opportunity in the relationship marketing space. My contact information will be below in both the YouTube documentation and also on our website. So with that, we'll close with love and peace. Bye for now.
Thanks, Dr. David.